quest for the Holy Grail, trying to find a coffee machine that actually worked. Any news?
No. But I mean, it can't be that serious, can it? If all they've got to do is jab her with one of them pens to make her straight.
I think it's a little bit more than that.
Makes you wonder, though, how often she's lied, made an excuse out of it, just like the last time. Always gets her off the hook. I drove her to it, didn't I? All I had to do was give her a bed for the night, but oh no. I had to score a point instead.
Hey, it's not your fault.
Talk about fighting dirty.
Now listen to me. I'd be the first person to tell you if you were wrong. But you wouldn't want it to come to this.
I thought I was protecting Amy. I just won her back, and it was Kerry that drove her away.
Amy knew where this was leading. That's why she couldn't stick around.
Because of me, you mean?
No. Because there's only so many times you can have your mother put you through this. If anyone's responsible, it's Kerry, no one else.
Hey, do you reckon I could get on that Pride of Britain for saving her life? I quite fancy that Carol Vorderman's.
I'm not sure, but I could give you a brandy with this if you like. On the house.
Oh, ta.
Yeah, I'll get one as well. Any heroics he learnt from me, eh?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit traumatised as well, driving past like that.
In fact, you should be buying them to make up for not stopping.
Nah, you're all right, love.
I'm not being funny, but why is anyone surprised?
Your heart.
Just like a mother.
Oi. Just ignore him. I'm still in the doghouse. So go on, where did you slope off to? You still haven't said?
I've been looking at the house opposite the church. Thought it might make a good investment.
What, fees?
Yeah. Well, we could buy it, rent it out. You know, the barn conversion's made us right back it.
Well, if you can get a single white female to sell, yeah?
Well, I'd be doing her a favour, wouldn't I? Taking it off her hands.
And why are you doing a favour for someone who took you to a tribunal?
To line my pockets.
Oh, well, if that's all you're doing, yeah.
It's business, not pleasure. But heck, a bit of trust wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah, all right, calm down. Only winding you up. You're getting as bad as nickel. Have you two been vaccinated against jokes or something?
Night out with a mother-in-law. I'd say Debs has got you well trained if I didn't know any better.
You don't know anything, Carl.
Tom actually keeping up appearances, though. It must be a real strain.
It's called having a life. Why don't you get one yourself and start a mine?
What's it worth?
Helping me to cope. You help me look like a total idiot.
Right, I'm not being funny, but you're the one that's going to pieces not being able to cope.
Well, I don't need it broadcasting, do I? People are going to think that I'm an unfit mother before the baby's even born.
All right, it came out wrong. No one heard.
Everybody heard. They didn't know where to look. It was completely humiliating. Do you know, if anybody needs help, it's you, and I am not the only one who thinks that.
Fine. If you don't need help, why did you insist on me moving in here?
Because that is what grown-ups do in this situation. Well, then you wouldn't know anything about that because you're still playing with dolls.
He's not a doll.
It is a doll, and it is going back in the box where it came from.
Don't carry him like that.
And get in a bag, could you get all the stuff it
Jenny, you need to calm down.
Get himself.
Jenny.
Am I in trouble with Mummy?
No, it's me that's in trouble.
Because of me?
Because I was being daft. Hey, promise me you won't be worried about that.
Andy, have you heard about Kerry?
Tell you what, darling, you go up to bed and I'll be up in a minute, OK?
She's collapsed off her face in the pub. Had a right go.
What?
It's all right. Val and Eric have gone to the hospital with her.
Well, can you mind Sarah? I need to go and see her.
No, Andy.
Vic, I've just finished with her. You should have seen her.
You can't stay with someone because you feel guilty.
There was more to it than that, you know. I actually liked her.
I'm sorry.
I just couldn't have her around here. She was too full on. Wasn't good for Sarah.
You don't have to explain yourself.
It's not that I don't care, you know, because I do. But there's only so many problems I can handle.
I'll keep you informed. Bye. David. Want someone to look after Jacob for half an hour. Priorities.
Best count me out of that one, then. No good ever comes of me looking after people. Paul, Sharon, Amy, Kyle.
Do you think raking over the past is going to help? I could all do that.
I did everything I could to make Kerry's life a misery because I thought she was going to take Amy away from us. But I swear to God, I didn't want this.
You'll keep Amy by being there for her.
No, I've got to do more than that. I've got to make it up to Kerry. She might not deserve it, but Amy does.
You haven't got to do anything.
If I'd had the sense, I would have helped them sort it out in the first place.
You can't make Amy want her.
She's a kid. She doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't know that in 30 years' time she may wake up and wish I'd talked sense into them both.
Well, give them space by all means.
Me and Kerry have got one thing in common. We both want Amy back. And neither of us are going to get her if we keep on fighting. That's why we've lost her.
We haven't lost her.
Oh, gosh, she's got to pull through this. For Amy, not for me. If she doesn't, I'll never forgive myself.
If we'd have heard that, we'd be calling an undertaker, not an ambulance.
Hey, you missed it all. Kicked off in here earlier.
What about?
Well, it started with the baby. You know, the fake baby. Nikhil went crazy.
You know, on second thoughts, I'll stop in. I just fancied a quiet one, so...
Okay.
Right.
Oh, typical. Just when I'm about to take my break, something comes in and ruins it.
Sorry. Look, Andy's minded Jake, so I can't be long. It's now any good.
Well, it depends on what you've got to say.
I'm sorry. You were right.
How did you do that? I've never had those words from a fella's mouth.
You better come through.
Talk about working all hours.
Well, it was either this, listen to Declan snoring in front of the news, or chew foil.
Well, you're missing the action. People getting carted off in ambulances, the lot.
Who's gone to hospital?
That Kerry bird.
Well, is it serious?
Dunno. I'm gonna put some chips in the oven. Do you want some?
Oh, you blokes are useless with gossip.
So I take it you stood Carl up then?
No, why?
He's sat propping their bar up by himself. Is he on the naughty step or something?
He is now.
Have I put my foot in it?
He said he was working. I told him that I was leaving and he didn't even blink.
Let's have a word with him.
Don't be daft.
I'm not having to mess you around like that.
I can fight my own battles, Robbie.
I'm just saying, you don't have to.
I know. Don't worry.
He was gutted. You should have seen the state of him.
I told you it was Jakey. Why didn't you believe me?
I kinda did. I just didn't want to. He hardly needs me accusing him. And I hated the thought that he'd let me down.
But it's okay for you to let me down.
No. Look, none of us are enjoying this.
David, I don't care about the car or the money. I care about us.
Not if it's doing this to Jake. He was a good kid till I started messing around.
No, he was a good kid until his mum got sent down. It doesn't matter what we do.
He misses her. He just wants to be with her. How am I supposed to help him?
Well, if you could see we were good together, you know that we all had a laugh.
No. We can't. I mean, what are we supposed to tell Nikhil?
Well, we tell him to keep the hell out. Or are you just looking for any excuse?
As far as Jake is concerned, I married his mum. And he's my priority. I've got to start acting like it. We're going to have to call it a day.
Andy's been on the phone. Jacob wants you.
Diane, could you give us a sec, please?
I've given you 20 minutes. It's practically self-service in there. Be fair, David. He's had a shock. He could do without a house full of kids.
Yeah. Sorry, it was important.
It wasn't though, was it? Important. Not to you.
Better go. Let Andy off the hook.
I only used to have one rule in my life. Never leave the house without a mascara in your bag. First time in 30 years I don't, and look what happens.
I'm just the same.
Oh, if I could just go back, even a few hours, I'd let her stay.
We'd probably still have ended up here.
Actually, if I'd come back from Portugal when I said. Or rather, if I hadn't gone in the first place.
Well, you're here now. That's what matters.
I've blown it, Eric. I was just in pieces about the baby. And I wanted you to back me up.
Let's not argue about that.
You were right, though. We survived. Just got on with it. Well, you two did. If I'd have stuck around, I'd have still had both of you. Wouldn't have had to fight anyone.
But you would. It's the way you're made.
And weren't you glad to get shot of us?
You're the best person to have on your side. And the worst to be against. You got me so angry.
Not surprised. I can't tell the difference between friend and foe. We were a good team for a bit, though, weren't we?
And what do you see now?
Eh?
Friend or foe?
Friend?
Is that all?